aspiration to be chairman of party is anchored on my experience. I have been in politics a little above 2 decades. That is not small. Very active politics. And within the period, I have been fortunate to serve as, first I was a candidate. I ran an election before to the House of Assembly under GDM in hotly contested elections. And after that, I have also served as the chapter secretary of the political party, the NDP, then where we presented, or I worked, I was deeply involved in the election of the then Dr. Mrs. Rosoko in NDP. We participated very actively. I was the sitting chapter secretary of the party when we conducted the elections, and I had a big candidate at my level. And fortunately too, I was fortunate to serve as the state treasurer of the Action Congress of Nigeria, the ACN, and then which was one of the major parties that formed the APC. And I've also been fortunate by God's grace to serve as the state treasurer of the APC. And now, why do I list all that? You see, party administration is on its own. It's something you need to master, something you need to have a lot of experience, because it's not an executive office. It's not where you give orders and everybody just run around because the boss has spoken. And also, whatever that you see in government is filtered through the party. Whoever that forms government, the chairman of the House of Assembly, even the governor, the deputy, the councillors, are all filtered through the party. Before they become one governor, one deputy, before they become one House of Assembly member from a constituency or one chairman, you would have had to filter a whole lot to be able to bring out one who eventually is called or in whatever office that the person occupies. So that means that the party is the powerhouse. The party is where the real action takes place. Because in government, people don't go there to struggle for positions. You have already been elected, you go there to serve the people. Where people struggle, where people contest, and the contest sometimes can be very messy, can be very hot, can be very difficult, is within the party. So that calls for one that has good experience, that is why we have history. That's why we have experience. One who can manage such situations. Sometimes it can be very challenging in the party office. It only requires one with the mien, one with the calmness, one with the maturity, one who has history to rely on, one who has the experience to fall back to be able to manage that situation. That is one. Secondly, you see, just like you rightly said, APC over time, before the governor came in, now that we are stable, but before now, where I've been in the party, witnessed crisis and also periods of calmness. So with that knowledge, I would know how to approach every situation, how to approach every person, every stalwart in such a manner of understanding, that we put things under control. I have the requisite experience and I have learning. I have gone to school by the grace of God. I hold a PhD in economics. So that has broadened me, that gives me wider perspectives. And I listen a lot. I'm a good listener. I don't talk that much. I listen a lot. I like to reason with my head, not my heart, So I believe that all that the leader of the party presidency needs now is such support from one that will not be a baggage, not will be a burden, support from one that will add value to what he's trying to do to stabilize the polity in the state and to stabilize even the economy. I can assure you, I have been involved in the management of elections in the APC, in the management of statewide elections in the ACN and in the APC as state officer, and I know what it takes to manage an elections. That is what party is all about. So I can assure you that with that experience, I will be able to manage the elections together with the leader of the party in such a manner that APC will definitely retain power, and not only retaining power, be a natural preferred destination for perseverance. That I know I can do. I have functioned at that level, at the level of the state, the chapter, I have been the party structure. I didn't mention to you that I was also a special assistant to local government chairman, so I have experience of even the executive arm of government. I have understanding of how this works. Now, to answer you directly, it's simple. In the party, what I bring to the table is transparency. transparency that will lead or usher or ensure stability of the party. Once you are transparent in the process around the office of state treasurer without crisis, there was no crisis of any nature because we were transparent, because we were open. So I know what transparency is. That is one thing I'm bringing to the table. What am I bringing to the table? I'm also bringing to the table the mentality of victory. Let me tell you a little about my background. From the age of about 9, I started living as a complete orphan with no parents. Today I hold a PhD in economics. I try my best. I give the all glory to God. God holds the grace. But let me shock you. In all of that, I have had to be focused. I've had to be disciplined. I've had to be humble. I've had to be sincere. And because of that, I've got help from people. Because of that, I've got trust from people who have trusted me with so many that have helped me to get to where I am today in life. So, that is what I bring to the table. Openness, sincerity. You see, if you take a decision, whether it is even the wrong decision, nobody will take that. But I just want to make a point. Even if it is a wrong decision, if it is participatory, everybody will own up to it. Nobody will feel bad if it gets bad. If you open, sometimes you can take the best decision, but if it's not participatory, it won't give you the result that you need. It won't yield the desired result. So we have to enlarge the code. We have to involve people in decision making. So the program I have for the party is stability, is openness, is involvement, inclusiveness, to be able to carry everybody, every party, every shade of opinion along. Now, when the key thing in a party is to win elections, throw up candidates that can deliver victory to the party. So the process of raising candidates, just like I said, everything boils down to transparency, sincerity of purpose. We will do it in such a way that the candidates, even that contesting 10, if one emerges, the rest now will call it to congratulate the one person. Why? Because of the transparency that will be involved in the process. Now, what do I have for the government? A smooth government-party relationship. People try to underplay that, but we must be taken seriously. We saw when our leader, the governor, was in the other party, we saw the distraction that party gave him. Since he left that party to the APC, you can see even his mood, even his mien, you see, even his peace, his joy. So he's not able to deliver to cross areas. What he was elected to do better than he used to do in the other party. Not because he's not the same way or he didn't have those programs, but because of those distractions. So we now see that it is important for a party to produce a conducive environment for the leader, for the governor. You elect the governor and put him in office, you owe him that duty to support him, to give an environment that will enable him concentrate on delivering the mandate to the people. Because if he doesn't deliver, it will affect the party in return. With my learning, with my experience, both in the party administration and both even in government as a special assistant to government, I have the understanding of both sides, and my comportment is such that I will be able to cause that relationship in such a manner that everybody will be satisfied and will be happy. So all boils down to providing a conducive environment for the government to operate, and it boils down to also being transparent and being sincere in whatever that will be open, in whatever that will do. There's nothing, political party is not a secret. Even what is secret in this life, everything you do should be open. You should be able to explain to people what you're doing. I'll give you an instance. When I was treasurer of APC until 2020, I had some bills to pay. There was a particular young man I didn't pay. The money was there. He called me on the phone and said, I will not give you that money. He came to the office to ask me why. He came very hot. I said, sit down. He sat down. By the time I explained to him, I said, look, I put the things up before him. He showed me respect. Even though I paid him eventually, but he showed me respect. He said, look, he liked people like this. That what I presented, that even the devil cannot contest this, is at fault. You understand what I mean? So there's a way you run in such a manner that even when people will be happy to say, okay, look, I'm okay with this. Nobody will be hurt. That is what I bring to the table. And it is easy to do. And I can assure you that once we do that, so that is the program I have is 1, the party must be stable. 2, the party must be in government. 3, the government that we install must also be stable. and so to be able to deliver. And how I will do that is to ensure that I involve people, I involve my colleagues in the secretariat, I involve the critical stakeholders of the party, I involve all relevant stakeholders of the party, is to be sure that everything that we do is transparent, and most importantly, finances. I have managed finances of 2 political parties. You can go and ask the history, you're journalist. I can assure you that with the benefit of that knowledge, I will know how to manage in a manner that even finances will not be a source of problem. You see, the whole thing is about patience. To start with, I am not one of those that believe in the old or the new. Because if you want to believe that it will have no end, who are the old? Because even among the old, quoting you as they say, go and ask. Not everybody came on board the same time. Some of us have come a very long way in the process. Some maybe the last 5 years, some maybe the last 8 years, some maybe the last 10 years, and some the last 14 years, the last and all that, through the legacy parties and all that, So it will have no end when you keep drawing these dividing lines. So for me, whoever has subscribed to or taken the APC card is a member of the APC, is a member of the APC. Now, that's not to say that the issues are not there, but the issues are there because I think, in my own view, I think it's a matter of understanding patience. We are not, some of us are not too patient because, you see, the leader of the party, the governor, has worked with some people over time, yes, and they have served him loyally. He came with them, they're in government, So we will not expect that overnight we just, in one fell swoop, just drop them and replace them with others to be able to start. I think it's a gradual process. We gel gradually because having come together now as one family, we begin to get to know ourselves gradually. And as we know, naturally, we will begin to yield together. Already, the local government team already elected and the councillors before now. And I expect that in the next cycle of elections, you won't find most of this again because by that time, everybody will now come in and fight for the ticket and to be party members. The question of, okay, when did you join, whether you were this and all that. So I think it's understanding. We have to be patient on both ends. And then also advise that, for those who are fortunate to be in government with excellency too, they have to also allay the fears of those who think that, okay, maybe because they have positions or maybe because they have money, maybe they might look down on them and all that. I think once those things are done, you don't have a problem. But personally, if you ask me, I will tell you, I don't recognize I only recognize APC. Once you have subscribed to the ideals of APC, you have got a card of APC, you are a member of the APC. Now, as chairman of party, by God's grace, you can be sure that I will ensure that such does not exist. How will I do it? By the way, we will be deliberately run the affairs of the secretariat, maybe in committees or whatever. We will be conscious enough to ensure that every member of the party is talking along. But that will not, we will not sacrifice quality or capacity for any of those sentiments. However, we are in politics. In politics, every shade of opinion is taken into consideration. We will know how to manage it, and we will keep talking to our people. They should be patient and then give the governor time to study people that he has met, try to know them, and then know who goes where and who can do what and who cannot do what. And I believe in the short time, that journey will be complete. I'm sure because I have functioned in the secretariat of the party, state secretariat of the party for long enough to understand the issues. Let me tell you when we win elections. When candidates emerge naturally from the people, there's no magic to it, no magic. Besides the fact that the government of the day, our governor, His Excellency the Governor, has done so well, in the area of industrialization, has done so well to put food on the table of a lot of families in the state, is so empathic, and even his passion, I keep telling people, the other day I was talking to one paper and I told them, I said, when you see the governor with his high learning, with his high status, you see him dancing on most stages that he mounts, he's sending a message And I don't know why people get that message. That message is a message of peace, a message of positivity that is inside of him. That passion, that love is what he's expressing. So once that aspect is done, the rest for us to do to win the elections is to ensure that our candidates emerge naturally from the people. Once we open the space and ensure that we listen to people, ensure that people have a hand, those people will go and work. Sometimes it is even good to listen to any communities. I can assure you, as state chairman, I won't sit in Calabar to decide a candidate if need be. If anything is zoned to your community, to your village, for instance, I will visit there. I will visit there to hear what people say about you. Even a councillor, I will visit every one ward during councilship elections to hear for myself what people think about each aspirant. Then we will know what to do to ensure that the one that is having natural love, natural support, who will attract natural support before the extra thing that we need to do, that is the one that we will put forward to run elections. Once we have popular candidates to run elections, especially in a state where the governor has performed, he is loved in the state, what else will stop you? The party will be there for the candidates. I can assure you of that. The party will lead from the front. The party, which I will lead by the grace of God, will lead from the front. We will not sit in Calabar. We will be there with them in the battlefield. And we will be proactive. We will do things when they need to be done. You see, this zoning that people talk about, I'm not going to preempt them. I won't like to do that. Of course, I cannot. You see the caliber of people in that team. In that sense, I just released a message congratulating them, and I said something there. I said, when I saw the team, I said, wow, the team itself is a statement. It's a statement of where the party is looking at. Having said that, I can only pray, but I have done my best to project myself, because sometimes in politics it's also one strategy. You cannot zone to a vacuum. You zone to where you have what will give you what you want. So I have tried to project myself. I have tried to put myself forward. I have tried to make my statement. I'm also making my statement with my past, with the experience I have all around. I'm making my statement with my own personal disposition. I'm making my statement, with all around me, the things I try to do. And I am hoping that that statement I'm making is enough to convince the leadership, to convince even the zoning committee to take a look at me. And God touches them to zone it to where I can emerge as chairman of APC, because I think the best for the party. My advice to other aspirants is that we have to obey leadership, because if we are aspiring to be leaders, we must give respect to leaders. That is when tomorrow we too will have respect. So I'm obeying them, and I'm waiting patiently, and I'm waiting hopefully, and I'm waiting in prayer. And I'm also speaking to my brothers in the race that we should cooperate with the party, whatever modalities the party brings. And before I advise them, let me tell you my own. I have really put it in a statement which I put out there in the public space, that while waiting, whatever decision it pleases leadership to take, I have committed myself to that decision, to accept it in good faith, whether in my favor or not in my favor, because of my tremendous respect for leadership. I have been in the party secretariat, and I know what it takes to run a party. So with that benefit, I will definitely respect whoever is taking decisions now, whether they listen to us or not. I hope and pray, advising my friends, my brothers in the race, that we respect leadership. Whether decision tomorrow turns out in our favor or not, we have to respect leadership. We have to also respect the person of the governor, His Excellency. You see, this is somebody that I don't know how to describe. You see, for somebody who is managing, struggling to pay over 6,000 appointees, it's just marvelous. And he tells you, not he does not know, that he wants to ensure that people can put food on the tables of their families. You know what that means in the state? I am a highly trained economist. If I do the calculations and tell you even what it means to the economy of Cross River State, it means a lot. It means a lot to the economy of Cross River State. So I think we should give him respect. I think we should rally around him. This is the time he needs us to give him all the support, and it's a transition period we're getting into. So we have to conduct ourselves in such a way that will not distract him, that will not distract the party. We have to give him that cooperation. I am ready to do so, and I hope that my brothers in the race will do so as I'm pleading with them. I'm advising them.